Amesh Msimbi, welcome on board. Azimio Umoja Coalition Party leader Raila Odinga now says the anti-government protest that he called off the last month will resume a week's time. Speaking on Monday during a town hall meeting at Ufungamano House in Nairobi, Odinga says he will announce the date for the resumption of the protest after the end of Ramadan season. The opposition leader noted that the protests will happen concurrently with the bipartisan engagement with the government, which he insisted must be put public's interest first. Bushebi Jr. prepared that story.
Barely before bipartisan dialogue even begin, Azimio Umoja and party leader Raila Odinga on Thursday stated that he would announce the date for the resumption of protests immediately after the Ramadan festivity. While addressing his supporters at Ufungamano House, Raila warned that Azimio had not yet agreed to be part of the negotiations, arguing that the government would not bulldoze them.
Kwa hivyo sisi tutaendelea. Sitaendelea. Tunangoja Ramadhani ishi. Ramadhani kisha namna hii tutatangaza.
Odinga was pressured to resume countrywide mass action due to what the coalition termed as a lack of seriousness by President William Ruto in addressing opposition grievances.
This election of 2022 and the regime that emerged from it may be the most regrettable thing to have happened in our country's history. The failures they have recorded in a mere 6 months, including record of high cost of food and a collapsing economy, should be enough warning that we have to act quickly and decisively. We have been told, and I quote, "The only thing necessary for the triumph of evil is for good men to do nothing. Read also good women," unquote. Our presence here underscores our refusal to be the good people who did nothing and allowed evil to triumph in our country.
While addressing multi-sectoral groups at Ufungamano in Nairobi, Suba Churchill, a member of the civil society, wanted the mass action to resume immediately after the Ramadan festivities.
Hii mambo ya kunegotiate na watu ambao hawajielewi, na nimesikia watu wameongea hapa na watu ambao hawajielewi waoni mbele. Kwanza tuko disappointed kwa mambo ya Monday wakati ulairisha maandamano. Hiyo lazima tuseme. Next time wewe kwenda kwa hiyo maandamano, wewe ongea na hao tuache tupambane huko wa street.
Azimio also underlined that bipartisan talks, also known as national dialogue, will be held expeditiously without undue delays and completed within 30 days.
Despite the constitution that calls for inclusivity in public affairs, the professional civil service that we have tried to build since independence is being dismantled through tribal appointments and sackings. It seems to be the fate of this country that each time we are on the ascendancy, something happens to pull us backwards, and it always begins with elections.
Pro-government leaders had nonetheless dared Azimio to proceed with protests, adamant that they would not be coerced into giving in to position demands.
They lied in pictures about the first demonstration, but the nation, and I want to thank the NTV group, the nation was able to uncover those lies by reminding us that these were pictures taken from before. Some were not even Kenyan. Shame on anyone trying to feed Kenyans with lies. And even that apology by the DCI was not sincere, because the behavior of sections of the police has continued to be the same.
During the town hall meeting, Azimio and its supporters agreed that bringing down the cost of unga, electricity, fuel and other essential commodities remained an non-negotiable demand of the people of Kenya.
No food on the average Kenyan table by saying you have issued fertilizers. There has to be an immediate solution to an immediate problem.
The truth is, we will resist any dominance, we will resist any form of oppression, and we want to make sure that this nation becomes a nation that we are proud of, a nation that we can bequeath the children and generations that will come behind us.
It was agreed that it was critical to have a credible, inclusive, independent and participatory national dialogue process that represents different shades of the opinion of the Kenyan people.
How can Parliament pretend to be representing those people and yet we do not know to which political formation they belong? And that's why we are saying that unless that bipartisan process is opened up to include external players, including the church, the student unions, the workers, the youth, the women, and everybody else, they cannot be allowed to proceed.
In addition, the Inawezekana team underlined that the values and principles of the National Dialogue Framework shall include respect for the ethos, values, and the Constitution of Kenya, including the sovereignty of the people, supremacy of the Constitution, participation of the people, respect of human rights, equality and equity, dignity, utmost good faith, commitment to finding genuine solutions to urgent problems facing the people of Kenya, stewardship, and consensus building. On the membership of the National Dialogue, Kenya Kwanza and Azimio team each nominated 7 members to form the 14-member committee handling the mediation. Nonetheless, Azimio added that each party shall at any time have the power to recall any of its members and appoint a new one, with decisions made through consensus and based on the principle of inequality. For Maisha Prime, Maisha Television, I'm Bushebi Jr.